Today, in this video, we are testing out the original GoPro HD Hero on the left hand side against the GoPro 9 on the right hand side. How much difference has a decade made? Let's take a closer look at this, the HD GoPro from 2010. It's just really interesting to look at it up close and see what it's like. I got this one for eBay. I think I paid about £40 with shipping. It's in decent condition. At closer inspection, it does look like somebody's tried to replace the lens. There's a bit of glue going on. Whether it's just maybe just a sticky or something, but it looks like it's had a bit of a go at. You've got the little screen on the front with the one button, which is a power button, and the mode button to change different modes. I'm gonna have to look on the internet for a manual because I have no idea how to change any of the settings on here. It's literally one or two letters and numbers, and I don't know what any of them mean. It's got the charging light there. When it's charging, that blinks red, and then you've got the tiny little record button on the top, which isn't red, it's just silver, the same as the rest of the body. And it's not particularly well made. It looks like one of those cheaper action cameras you get from China now. This is sort of what you'd expect to get for about £50. It's got a USB port on the side for transferring. To be honest, the experience with transferring the files, really simple. It plugs in, connected straight away. The transfer speeds from the normal SD card aren't brilliant, but it stores in there and it's transferring the files fine. I've got them all on the MacBook. Stuff on the back, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that connection is. There's like another connection there, but I'm not sure what that is. Maybe a HD connection to connect to the telly, maybe? Don't know. It's got the resolutions on the back. No screen on the back, of course. The resolutions are just there. Just 3 little holes for the microphones on the top. You can take this door off and the battery's in there. That's all that door holds, is the battery. Of course, this isn't waterproof. It's got holes everywhere. Little microphones on the side there as well. And that's it. It's relatively simple. It looks pretty cheap. But it is 2010 and it is one of GoPro's first attempts at making an action camera. But that's it. Ooh, nearly dropped it. But it's nice to have this kind of nostalgia just to look back on and keep a record of. I'm going to try and collect all of them if I can. That's my aim. I'm going to try and get all the GoPros. A little bit of history there. So here we are, out and about. We're just doing a little vlogging test with the GoPro HD on the left hand side from 2010. It's crazy. I managed to pick one of these up on eBay. Let's address the elephant in the room quickly. There might be a couple of marks on the lens. Well, obviously it's 11 years old, it's over a decade old, so there's going to be a few marks on it, so there is that. I apologise for that. The audio you're listening to is from the GoPro 9 with an external microphone. So we're just going for a little wander. We're out a little place in Shropshire, new path that I've found, so we're testing out that to see what it's like and we'll have a walk about. But this is incredible. I managed to get this on eBay for about 40 UK pounds with postage, so bit of bargain there, bit of a history. Interesting fact, this isn't actually the original GoPro. There was several versions before this HD version came out in 2010. The original one, would you believe it, was actually film. It was like a throwaway camera basically that you had a wrist strap with, and I'll put a picture on the screen for you now. And then several iterations of digital versions, but this is the first HD version. So no special features on the GoPro HD. On the GoPro 9, on this one we've got hyper smooth, we've got time warp, which is a time-lapse feature. There's front-facing screen. There's no screen on this, which is weird, so you can't check what you've filmed. You've got to wait till you get back to find out if it's actually recorded. Hopefully it has, and we can do this video. Only films up to 1080p, which, you know, is good for today's standards, even for sort of YouTube. It's only a 5 megapixel sensor, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It means that the pixels are bigger. Generally would make it better in low light conditions, so maybe it might be even better in low light than the GoPro 9. But this is it. I have no idea where I'm going, to be honest. 2010, this thing cost $199 compared to $379 you have to pay for. It's near enough $400 for the GoPro 9. The original GoPro started off at $20. It was actually 35mm film. So from 2010, what really amazes me that we've got to the GoPro 9. Technologically, the GoPro 9 is obviously better, but looking at the footage from previous videos I've recorded with this, the actual picture isn't actually that much better. What makes the GoPro 9 footage better is the stabilisation from that hyper smooth. The sound is obviously better. I'll just do a little bit of recording with just the GoPro HD now. This is the sound from the GoPro HD with the case on. There isn't any way to mount the GoPro without this waterproof case. So, little fun facts, there's on the back there's that message saying if you're travelling over 100 miles an hour, make sure you use this case to reduce wind noise, which is, yeah, it's crazy to think that kind of quality was acceptable back in the day. Where am I going? One thing to think about is having all these different, I think it's the same thing as if you had a newer car to an older car. When stuff goes wrong on an old car, you can generally fix it, you can replace it, and it does look like this particular version that I've bought. Somebody or the past owners have sort of glued bits and maybe taken it apart to replace the lens if it was scratched and glued it back together. Apart from that, it looks in pretty good condition and it's working. I've tested it before. Is having something that's got all these different features on it, all this technology, is it more likely to break? Is it just stuff that is more likely to go wrong with it? So there's an argument for both of these. The GoPro obviously does the job. Do we need all these other features? I very rarely use time warp. I very rarely use the time lapse feature. I very rarely take photos with the GoPro. So do we need all those features? Are we just demanding stuff for the sake of it a lot of the time? It's an interesting point, interesting thing to think about. So could you vlog with this? Could you use this as a vlogging camera? No, I'd say no, because one, audio, there's no way to really have decent audio with this camera unless you sort of jimmy rig some kind of mount for it, or maybe, I don't know, you could 3D print a mount for it. There is ports for USB, TV out and sound on the side, so I'm sure you can plug a microphone into this. There is a 3.5mm jack, so maybe. I'm not sure the stabilisation is going to be great. And is the picture any good? Is it better? Or is it just as good in 1080p? I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments down below. We're going to get back to the studio in just a second, but before we do that, we've got the GoPro 10 coming out next month. I think I've already got my money saved. I'll be getting that GoPro 10 and we'll be reviewing it. We'll be comparing it against the GoPro 9 to see if it's a massive improvement. There are rumours, I've done a video about that if you want to check that out up here. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you stay tuned, subscribe, press the bell so you don't miss any uploads. Coming soon on the GoPro, GoPro 9, GoPro 10, and we'll maybe do another one comparing this camera to the GoPro 10 to see the improvements on that, another fun video like that. Hopefully I'll be able to get my hands on other GoPros, other old GoPros, maybe even the original one. We'll have a look on eBay to see if I can get it. But yeah, so stay tuned for all those cool videos coming soon. Okay guys, back to the studio. There we go. What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below what you think the comparison is like between the two. Is it good? Is it bad? Would you still be able to use it today? I'm not sure. I'm torn. I've looked at some of the footage and it's a bit ugh. Obviously the audio is totally unusable, but that is to be expected. GoPros still struggle with audio in 2010. 21 as well. So we'll see what the GoPro 10 brings, and then we'll do another comparison between the two. Stay tuned. Like I said, thanks for watching. This is a fun little video to compare this little bit of history against the newer cameras. Stay tuned for the new ones. GoPro 10 or whatever it's going to be called is going to be coming out next month, I reckon. So I'm going to grab you one of those, and we'll be doing lots of videos. So subscribe, press the bell, and I'll see you on the next one. See you soon, guys. Bye.